We were sent to Paris in March of '65 to do the James Bond film Thunderball, and at the time I hadn't even heard about James Bond yet, but Gordon Yeager was aware of what it was. This was only the second Bond movie they were making, and so whenever we traveled as a team. There was always two pilots and a technician, and we got there, and he said to me, he says, "This James Bond thing is going to be big." He said, "Mark my words, this is going to be big." And he took out a 5-franc coin, which is bigger than a U.S. silver dollar, great big silver coin. And he flipped it in the air, and he said, "Call it." So I did, and I lost. And he says, "Okay, I'll go first." He said, "This is going to be big, and you and I are going to do it." He said, "I'll go first, you go second. We'll alternate on all the flights." And that's what we did. They wanted us there on a certain date that we couldn't make because we had previous commitments. They were filming all the close-ups of Sean Connery and the crew and him taking off. And they had a mock-up of a rocket belt they made. He was on a teeter-totter arrangement, and they do a tight shot cutting him off at the waist. He would stand on the end, and then a couple of the crew would do the lift-off. And we're getting ready to fly. We got our white helmets. And they said, no, you can't wear the helmet." "What do you mean you can't wear the helmet? It's got the buzzer that tells us where we are with the fuel and all, plus the safety." So no, we filmed Sean taking off without a helmet. "Well, we're not flying without the helmet." So then they tried these huge, wads of money, cash money, as a bribe. And we said, no. Number one, common sense says you don't fly a rocket belt without a helmet. If you fly the rocket belt with a helmet, then you haven't got anything between your ears. So they took the helmets, and they quick got some liquid brown shoe polish and put this flat brown shoe polish all over the helmets. And they were going to try to crop the footage, in the cutting room. So we flew with brown helmets on. They had to bring the whole crew back months later and reshoot the takeoff scenes with Sean Connery in his brown helmet. The other thing that I found funny in watching the movie is he lands. He's at the back of the Aston Martin, and they open the trunk, and he takes this rocket belt off, and he throws it in the trunk. "No well-dressed man should be without one." Now, realize that a real rocket belt, first of all, is quite a bit larger than the mock-up he had on, but it's also 1,300 degrees, the tubes and the gas generator. They're glowing orange hot, and it might ruin the upholstery in your Aston Martin if you were to throw it in the back seat or the trunk right after a flight. That's James Bond. He gets away with everything.